Everyone knows that Lee Sin is one of the harder champions to master in League of Legends, and one of his most important mechanics, the Wardhop, is pretty much essential to almost all of his combos. So I thought this morning, how can I make that easier as a bad Lee Sin player? And it's not just for me, a lot of people want to get better at Lee Sin. He's a pretty cool champion to play. So I thought about macros, right? And I am by no means the person who came up with this. People have done this before, but I thought this should be brought to more attention, as this could be useful for other champions as well, no matter who it is. So here's my Razer Synapse with the macro set in for the ward jump. To get Razer Synapse, you need some kind of a Razer product, a mouse, or a keyboard. Sadly, headsets won't work as you don't have any buttons on your headset. I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, so you can download this when you plug in your Razer devices, and there are other programs for binding macros, but this is the one I'm using because it's easiest for me to use. You're not going to be able to use this specific program unless you have a Razer keyboard or a mouse. So here you can see your keyboard, right, and you can bind any macro to that keyboard, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with this. It's pretty cool. So here's the macro I have set up. What you want to do is you want to click on this, and then you go to record. So I'll show you how it is, but I'm not going to mess around with mine because the settings are weird. So you want to record, and then let's say I want to set it to my button for ward is 2, for instance, and then safeguard is W, of course. So you press 2 and then W, and then you stop that, and then what you want to do is you want to click on the specific times, and then click on this, and change the value to what I have, sorry, that was League in the background, to what I have right here. And you can pause it and look at it. The values will be in the description as well. This is from what I've found the fastest it can be. This is how many seconds, or fractions of a second, is in between each delay. So as you can see, this is pretty fast. Yeah, so we'll test it out now. Once you've set up your macro, make sure you go and bind it to a key on your keyboard. You just click the key, go to macro, and then choose the one that you want. Another thing, you want to make sure you don't have this bound to your W specifically, because you need your W to like self-cast on yourself when you're clearing jungle camps and such. So essentially what you're doing is you're placing a ward in W and using safeguard and jumping to it with one button press. So I'll show it to you. So I'll show you guys a few me testing it out. From what I can tell, it works pretty often. I haven't had any problems with it. Of course, the range is you're gonna get thrown off by the range of your safeguard. But yeah, it's pretty fast. Of course, if you're really good at Lee Sin, a macro is not necessary for you, because you're most likely going to be faster anyway. So the macro seems to work pretty well. The only problem I've come across so far is like a range problem. I didn't have my W up for that, but there's a problem with the range of your W and the ward relative to your cursor, or something like that. I don't know what it is, but if it's too far away, then sometimes it won't work. Of course, it's a macro, so it's not going to be perfect, but so far it's worked like 9 out of 10 times for me. So when you're doing the ward hop, you need to make sure you have your cursor on the ward for a short amount of time until it's completely casted, because if you throw your cursor off, it won't W to it because it's trying to safeguard to somewhere right here. The macro doesn't aim it for you, sadly. I feel like that would be more of a hack, but so yeah, you just kind of keep your cursor on it for a brief second and you'll jump right to it. So from what I can tell, there's some kind of inconsistency with where the ward is placed. If it's placed too far away from you, it kind of bugs out a little bit and doesn't work. So I don't know why that happens, but